Despite having aged out of the program long ago, Gordon never stopped loving Halloween. Saying he had a lot of Halloween decorations would be an understatement, and adding to the clutter was his favorite pastime. The hoarding was worth it, though, because he always had the spookiest lot in the neighborhood. Sadly, that honor went to someone else this year. Dulled by painkillers, Gordon dozed in a coma-like state on his couch, oblivious to the horde of candy collectors trampling his grass on their way to the next target. None of them bothered to ring his doorbell and wake him up, because he had forgotten to turn on his porch lights falsely making him a Scrooge himself. It isn't a crime to skip a holiday altogether, but a darkened stoop, coupled with a few decorations in the yard, did catch the attention of some of the more mischievous children. To them it was an invitation to smash jack-o'-lanterns, kick over plastic skeletons, and a treat wicked witch hanging from the flagpole like a piñata. You really can't blame them, though. After all, some mild vandalism is expected on such night, and nobody is more vexed by mixed messages than children. Later that night, Gordon woke to a heavy single knock on his door. He sat up groggily from his nap, surprised and aggravated at passing out at such an important night. He quickly slid his crutches under his arms and headed for the door, excited to see what the manner of creatures awaited him on his doorstep. He reached for the doorknob. Sadly, a disappointment and a little boy in a Spider-Man costume were all that greeted him. The little boy, covered in head to toe in red and blue, wasn't the source of his dismay. It was a drawing realization. Halloween had come and gone while he napped. He obviously clues to where the darkened doorsteps, emptied sidewalks, and missing jack-o'-lanterns. Mentally kicking himself in a stupendous blunder, he then woke down at the spider boy, looking up through his wide white eyes, rimmed with black. Dozens of miniature Spider-Man had visited him over the years. Never had he considered eyes to be off-putting. Standing there, nothing but moonlight illuminating the front doorsteps, Gordon suddenly felt a chill run through every inch of his body. It wasn't the fright he felt. The boy's blank stare and quiet insistence did unsettle him, although he couldn't muster the nerve to ask. He did wonder where the boy's parents were, having nothing but size to go by. Gordon estimated that he could have been more than 7 or 8 years old. Finally, Gordon broke the silence. "Happy Halloween! Since you're my first visitor tonight, I'll let you pick." His words faltered as he peered into the boy's bag and saw it was empty. It was clear that no one else would be darkening his doorstep at night, so he did what all trick-or-treaters dream of. "You know what? Why don't you just take it all?" And with that, he emptied the whole bowl of Halloween candy into the little boy's sack. Any other child who would have jumped for joy, chanting thank you after thank you, but not the quiet little spider boy. He simply peered into his sack and then looked back up. Caught off by the boy's lackluster response, Gordon nearly dropped his crutches when his Halloween-themed cuckoo clock came to life, shattering the awkward silence hanging over them. As if hypnotized by the clockwork ghost stuttering mechanical dance, he watched as it chimed off within the hour, at 12 quavering boos. By the time his focus returned to the front doorstep, the eerie little spider boy was gone. That next year, the little boy visited again at 1 minute to midnight. Plenty of miniature Spider-Man visited that night like every other Halloween, but there was no mistaking any of them for the quiet little spider boy. Seeing the dawning of a new tradition, he appended his entire bowl of candy into the boy's empty sack. Once more, the uncomfortable silence was cut off by Gordon's cuckoo clock chiming at the hour that it uttered underneath its 10th quivering boo. The little spider boy raised his arm and pointed to something behind Gordon. He turned and gazed into his house. By the time he turned back around, the cuckoo ghost had retreated, and so had the boy. Halloween came and went 3 more times before he finally stopped wondering about the little boy in blue and red. Whoever made a sound grew any taller. For Gordon, Halloween was a night of wonder, and he counted himself lucky to get small glimpses of its magic. He often wondered how many people experience fantastical happenings each Halloween and never fully realized what they've witnessed. Many years passed before he finally gave up, The ghost having no children of his own, he left his house to his niece, afraid of sounding scary. He never mentioned the quiet little spider boy to anyone. That first Halloween after Gordon's passing, Mary Jane was startled by someone knocking at the front door. To her astonishment, standing on the front doorsteps was a young man in a green smock holding a box. She recognized him as an employee at the local grocery store. "Oh, hello. You startled me. Isn't it a little late for deliveries?" The delivery guy sheepishly handed her a package. "Yeah, but I guess my uncle had an argument with your uncle." "Did you say my uncle?" The young man, looking uncomfortable, tucked his hair behind his ears and cleared his throat before muttering, "I'm sorry for your loss. I really liked Mr. Munson. Maybe you'll find some answers in there." He pointed at the box and then hastily retreated. Before driving off, he yelled out, "Almost forgot. My uncle says to open it before midnight." Mary Jane gave the tall guy's taillights a nod, rushed inside and glanced at the cuckoo clock. Seeing it was just 1:15 midnight, she opened the box to the doorway. Inside was a plastic bowl of assorted candies and a card with a short message scrawled under her uncle's chicken scratch. "Say hi for me, won't you, love? Always your favorite, only uncle." After she read the message again and again over the next few minutes, unable to hold back the grin on her face after all, it was like her uncle just sent a gift on Halloween from beyond the grave. Eventually she let the card sit aside and peered into the bowl of Halloween candy. Before she could decide which piece to try first, there came a knock at the door.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.